people take the time to sort their trash in order to recycle. But where does all of that stuff go? Does everything really get used again?
And if so, is the city or county service that picks up your recyclables making money? Fox 13's Max Roth joins us with the answers.
The answer to one of those questions is no. Recycling is not paying off for the cities and counties committed to doing it, at least not at the moment. But whether it's worth the effort in the long run is a different, more complex answer. You roll your recyclables to the curb. A truck comes. It picks them up and they magically disappear. Or do they? For Salt Lake County and many cities beyond, this is the next stop for your stuff. Rocky Mountain Recyclers in South Salt Lake. It's a private company that contracts with the county, with Salt Lake City, and many others to take recyclables. The recycling process starts on a conveyor belt at a rate of 20 tons per hour. This is the first time someone sees and handles the contents of your can.
And that pre-sort is there to take contamination out.
Most of the effort goes to removing something you may have thought belongs here, like plastic bags.
It gets wrapped up in the wheels and it clogs up different parts of the system.
This is what it looks like when micro-thin plastic bags bring massive machinery to a standstill. But when the plant is on a roll, recyclables are sorted into 9 categories, then baled like hay. These are soda cans or aluminum.
Our bales weigh about 1,800 pounds. And the amazing part about that is there's 29 cans to a pound.
The commodities are then sold on the open market. When Rocky Mountain turns a profit, the county gets a cut. But for the last 2 years, the county hasn't gotten any money from Rocky Mountain.
It's been a $900,000 swing. So we were actually getting revenue before. Now we're paying
for Rocky Mountain to keep taking recyclables, which aren't worth what they used to be.
Before, the recyclables fetched quite a large dollar. Unfortunately, that has declined.
The biggest reason, China. Its slowing economy means less demand for raw goods.
Boats come over full of products to sell to us, and they go back full of recyclables. Well, that stopped, or largely stopped, about 2 or 3 years ago, and as a result, the prices for these recyclable commodities have been on a steep decline.
To be clear, recycling has never been profitable for cities and counties in Utah. The monthly fees residents pay, $14.75 per month in Salt Lake County, which covers garbage, recycling, leaf, and Christmas tree pickup, have always offset the costs of recycling. But short-term costs, the county says, are worth long-term progress.
It's less expensive to have recycling process than it is for it to go into the landfill.
Our landfill is projected to last until the year 2065.
Once the Salt Lake County landfill is full, trash will need to find a new and likely expensive home, perhaps being hauled miles away.
We estimate that around 50 to 60% of the material that goes into our landfill could have been recycled.
Much of what could have been recycled is a product few people can get picked up at the curb.
We keep our glass in a box, and when it's full, my husband hauls it down there and puts it in the recycling there.
We have about 60 public drop-off bins located throughout the state.
It ends up at a company called Momentum in Salt Lake City.
This plant's been operating about 3.5 years.
With cardboard, half gets sent from Utah to the Pacific Northwest and the other half goes overseas. But glass doesn't travel as far.
The lion's share of it stays in Utah. The biggest customer for the recycled glass when it's finished in our plant is the Owens Corning fiberglass insulation plant in Nephi, Utah. They buy about 60% of what we produce here.
It's impressive, but not quite profitable.
It's just a matter of growing it to a point where it can pay for itself.
But recycling advocates agree Momentum has the right idea, creating a local market rather than relying on the worldwide economy. Several areas along the Wasatch Front will be expanding their glass curbside pickup this summer, and the glass will be sent to Momentum. As for plastic bags, recyclers ask that you return them to the stores like Target and Walmart, which have collection bins for them, or switch to reusable bags or paper bags in the future. In studio, Max Roth, Fox 13 News, Utah.